I've had nothing but rescues, so I think I've done my part at this time. So maybe I can get what I'm desiring in this moment. So a lot of it's just like, and I get what they're trying to do. They're trying to help. I understand, but I think it also boils down to like an ego. I have to self-fulfill to make other people do this thing. But like you said, even if everybody at this table went and adopted a dog right now to the shelter, tomorrow there's going to be more. So it's get what you want. Because at the end of the day, you got to be dedicated to your dog. You have to be motivated to spend that time with them.
It honestly doesn't really change anything either, because like those designer, like the designer breeds, or those like special breeds, like they're still gonna be breeding those. Like that's never gonna change. It's like there's always gonna be. It's like both dogs need a home, whether it's been bred properly or whether it's in a shelter. They're all gonna need a home regardless. Like it's still the same amount of dogs.
Just start telling them, why don't you go adopt another one?
Yeah.
I got 4. Well, you have
exactly.
I have people that have wonderfully bred dogs, and I will be like, can I have your breeder's info? Because I've had friends be like, hey, do you know any golden retriever breeders, or do you know any breeders? And I will take breeders' numbers from dogs that I know are super well-rounded. And I think that's the responsible thing to do, because if they don't want to rescue a dog, that's their preference, and it's really, like, in my opinion, no one's business. Like, you do your research, you get the kind of dog you want. If a rescue dog does fall into your lap that fits into your lifestyle and that you love, then yeah, absolutely. But either way, whether you get a rescue or you get a purebred dog, you're still going to need to train it. So, and follow through on responsibility of taking care of that dog. So, I mean, it's just, I obviously love adopting dogs and fostering dogs, and I'll continue to do so, but I feel like you can't really judge people if they buy a dog from a really good breeder.
Yeah, and I keep my eyes on the shelter. If something comes in that I want to take some interest in and look at, say a Cane Corso comes in, I'm gonna go check it out. All right, that Cane Corso's a psycho. I'm not just gonna adopt it. So
sign me up. I like the psychos now.
Just as a general rule. And then when I got Lulu, I adopted her not because I necessarily wanted a pit. I adopted her because my emotions got in the way. She was hospice. She was a 3-time return. This is before I became a trainer and understood behavior, by the way. And it was just like they pulled her out. She looked sad. So now I'm like, oh, don't put her up. I got to take her home now. There was a lot of dedication with that. So you just can't really force people to do it. Is it a good recommendation? Yes. Obviously all these dogs need help. Yeah. But it's just not feasible in every situation.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, this is gonna sound. Don't twist my words. This is gonna sound wrong. I love my dogs. All right.
It's almost gonna twist your words.
I know. I don't care. I really don't care. So, like, I absolutely love my dogs. I did fall into that. Like when we were getting dogs, that's what was being told to me, like, oh, there's plenty of dogs, don't go to a breeder, adopt. I'm like, cool, I'll do that, And so that's how I got Vader, I got Lola, I got Leia, right? They're all 3 rescues. So like now knowing what I know now, like if I were to go back in time and select a dog, all 3 of them would probably not be chosen. Because that's just is what it is. Like I have certain things that I like in dogs. Like I like a working dog. I want to be able to do active things. I want to go on a run with my dog. I want to be able to play fetch, throw a ball. I want to do bite work. I like that kind of stuff. That stuff is what I'm very passionate about. None of my dogs do that stuff. You know what I mean? Like I've spent years trying to teach Vader and do fetch. He's finally at the point where I can like maybe get 3 or 4 ball throws and then he's like done. He's just not into it because I'm also not gonna like force him to do something that he's not enjoying. I mean, just recently, he's like 11 years old now. I took him on a run. He's just getting to that point. He can't run anymore, right? So now, like, I'm looking at, like, if I could go back, I probably would pick a dog more suitable to what my goals are in a dog. So, like, maybe I could find that at a shelter, right? Like, I'm not saying take that off the table, but I'm saying, like, let's not be judgmental of people that know what they want and go to a breeder to get that kind of stuff. Like, there's a reason why we have all of these hundreds of different dog breeds out there, because, like, different dogs are bred for different things, for different working capacities. You got the hunting dogs, you got protection dogs. You got your couch potatoes, you know, you got your couch potatoes that also like to get after it, you know, aka Frenchies, right? So, like everybody, not all Frenchies. But I mean, you need to know what you want in a dog and then get it. Whether that's at a breeder, don't feel guilt for going to a breeder to a good established breeder to get what you want. So,
Well, the decision can't be emotional. It's got to be rational.
Exactly.
Because emotional is temporary.
for sure.
That's how you get the I had him for a couple weeks. Oh, now it's not working out.
Bingo.
Because in that moment you wanted to help, and now you're not dedicated.
Yeah.
But if you have a list of goals and like what you want out of your dog, and then you go and find it, that's where the chemistry is going to start happening.
Yeah.
And we're going to lessen the likelihood of that dog returning to the shelter, getting rehome, getting euthanized, whatever the case may be.
Yeah. Now I will say this. Let's say you do fall into the trap, right? And you get a dog and it doesn't meet your expectations. You adopted that dog, right? All three of my dogs. Now you have a responsibility.
Yeah.
You signed up for it. Doesn't matter if they're not going to fetch, and you wanted a dog that would fetch, or it doesn't matter that you wanted a dog to do bite work, but you picked a dog that's just not suitable for that, right? Like you have a responsibility to that dog. You adopted that dog. You took on that responsibility, so you have a responsibility to fulfill that dog's potential to their potential, right? So that's kind of my thoughts on it.
Yeah, my 2 cents is if you're gonna get a dog from a breeder, don't go with the $400 dog off Craigslist,
Oh, yeah,
because that's not a good breeder.
Where you at? I'm out in Holly Hill, actually. Oh yeah, right in the backyard.
Make sure you go with the price that is suitable for the type of dog you're getting. Like if you're getting a well-bred dog, that's going to be several $1,000s, not several $100s.
Yeah.
So just keep
Couple
that in
Jeezys,
mind.
huh?
Yeah.
What'd you pay for it?
First of all. Second of all, if you're like getting if you're like I want a Doberman, for example, but you don't want it for any specific reason, but you're like I just want a Doberman. I mean, you could find a Doberman at a shelter, and you could adopt that dog, and then you'd have your Doberman, and then it's your dog, and you adopted it, so you're good to go there. But if you have a goal, like Chris said, I want to be able to do Schutzen, I want to be able to do PSA, I want to be able to play fetch. You know what I'm saying? And I want a Doberman. Now you have a goal. Now you have a breed that you want. Now you can go find a breeder that has a bloodline who's historically able to complete those goals. You know what I'm saying? And you can get a well-bred dog from a established bloodline that helps you meet your goals with the breed that you want. You know what I'm saying? So that's kind of my thoughts on that.
I will say Zdeno was kind of an emotional decision now that I think about it. Because I was like, man, he's just going to be stuck, he's got nowhere to go. Like, I'll do it. Like, I'll take the burden,
Yeah.
Obviously, I love my dog. I never thought I'd have a great name. But, at this point, I love my dog. I couldn't imagine not having him because, I made that emotional decision, but I stuck with it.
Yes, exactly.
Because I knew what it was when I was getting him.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's kind of funny. I still do that.
So what you're saying is you actually are.
I'm an emotional guy.
Soft guy.
Yeah, I write poetry and everything, yeah.
You got the tattoos, you got the hard look.
It's
you got
all
the
a
glasses.
facade. It's all
Actually,
fake.
you don't have your glasses on right now.
I thought about that. I was like, what the hell? You were going to say something. Say something anyway.
But yeah, I mean, if you got goals of a breed you want, you want to do certain work, go to a breeder, get a well-bred dog established for that bloodline. If you don't really care, but you do want a certain breed, you can a lot of times find those breeds at shelters. But if you want to go with the breeder, you go with the breeder. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, you can if you are dead set on I want to do my part in rescue. You can still be responsible and also get what you want. We tell people all the time, reach out to us. We'll help you pick a dog. We've had people that are like, hey, I want to do therapy work at the hospitals with kids and stuff like that, but I want a rescue dog. I want to do a rescue dog. Cool. Hey, we'll. It might take us some time. We're gonna shop around, meet some dogs, and we'll find something suitable for you in that world. But just still do your due diligence. You know what I mean? You can still get the best of the world, I think.
Even with fosters too, don't just take any.
Yeah.